Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Okay, first up is feeling crabby. I have to show you this because it's a sew along that we're going to do at the end of the month. We're going to start at the end of the month into July, and it's quilted. I have this quilted. There's no binding on it yet, but we're going to look up close at the quilting. Also, today is a kickoff of the mystery Halloween sew along with the Fat Quarter Shop. So we're going to dive into that. But first, let's look at the crabby. Oh, here's a single block that I did. Remember, I put it with the critters, so this one's in the critter project. Now, when we're making this one, I would be doing a companion table runner to go along with it. You could do a single, you could do a table runner. You could buy the pattern just for the sew along, do a table runner. You could do just a pillow. You take this and make it into a pillow or a little wall hanging. Even like 3 of them, like vertical, like they would make a really cute wall hanging. But something you have to sew along because you got to make a crab. Whoops, a summer crab. He is so cute. So cute. All right, let's look at the quilting because it is fantastic. We'll get the other camera. My feeling crabby is done with my porch swing using, of course, all the colors, the black, the purples, and the teal. Oh, look how cute this is. But Karen and I were talking about what kind of quilting to put on it, and I said it needed to have something kind of, you know, sea or ocean kind of feel. So she found this great swirls with bubbles, or pearls, sometimes they call it, the long armors, designers who do these automated designs, you know. So there it is. Isn't that cool? Because there's quite a bit. See, there's blocks that have, like, this is the sand. This pattern is by Wendy Shepherd. You know Wendy, she's done the Harrisonburg with me and a ton of other things that we've done together. She is my bestie, and I just love her designs. And so she designed this one, and I'm going to show you it in a few other colors after we've done looking at it close up. So cute. But this, I see, get my porch swing. This is what you can do. One of the other things you can do with it this month is we're sewing several projects with porch swing. Then the backing is the larger daisy, the great big daisy. Isn't that sweet? Love it, love it, love it. I'm looking to maybe do purple, something like that for the binding. Or maybe black, I don't know, or teal. One of them. I'll do one of them. Wendy did a few other colorations, digital colorations, so that we could see the crabs in other fabrics. So let me just show you those, just run through them in a little slideshow. This first rendition is a line called Splash of Color, which is batiks. So it has reds, sort of a gorgeous green, and then watery blues and a gold. Really nice with the teal border on it. Next, she did a patriotic one. She did 2 of these with patriotic fabrics. This one is called Lost at Sea, which still has that patriotic feel of the red, white, and gray, light blues, but it has nauticals on it. Lost at Sea. So that's super cute. Oh, love it. And then look, this is like going like think. You don't have to do like just what is expected. This is called Filigree. Look at the yellows and the grays. And then some of the prints have quite a bit of color and different colors in them, like that newsprint one. That is just so cool. Here it's zinnia, reds, greens, peach, yellow. So there's a purple. So this one has more colors versus like the filigree prior, which was very just yellow and gray, very tight on the color palette. This one, then the border has all of those colors in it. Just perfect, just perfect. So this is Land of the Brave, and I showed you this fabric. It is so cool in this crab quilt. So cool. Red, white, and blue effect. And she used the fabrics that don't have flags. So, well, one does, the stars and bars, but it's not like an actual flag. So that is cool. And then that floral that's in that line, just love it. There you go. All different ways to feel crabby, and you can do anything from a pillow to a full quilt. However you like to make your crabs, you got to sew along with us because it's going to be so much fun. These are just so stinking cute to do. Alrighty, what else? We have events or celebrations for every day of the month, and today there are two of them that I want to point out because there's a lot more than two, but two of them. One is eyewear day. Well, I have been wearing eyewear since I was in 5th grade. Went to 5th grade and I had to get glasses, and I've worn them ever since, except for a few years when I was quite vain in high school. And my first job until I couldn't see anymore. And then I had to get the glasses again. I haven't taken them off. Except for this morning. For some reason, I didn't have them on for a while, and I was like, why is everything so blurry? I didn't have the glasses on. Well, anyways, I have to show you, if you have quilts with glasses images. Here is one of the blocks from the critters that Nadine and Maine sent with the glasses. This is Hazel the Hedgehog, and this is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. Several of them. I know the bear has glasses, and I think the fox has glasses, and so you might have done a quilt with one of those. It is also a drive-in movie day. So who has been to a drive-in movie? So if you have a quilt with movie related things, whether it's inspired by a movie, maybe you have a Gone with the Wind fabric. I know that was out. Maybe you made a quilt with that. You have any kind of movie type fabric or theme to your quilt. Share that in the Facebook group, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. I think it'll be super fun to see what everybody has. Okay, the other thing today is, before we get to the Halloween, is Pillow Talk. So I've been popping a Pillow Talk discussion in, and I needed to sort my things that are that size. Pillow tops, small wall hangings, because they were a kind of a mess. So I took you along. Let's go just look at it on the shelf in there. So here's what I did. These stacks, they were really messy, and so they actually filled up all the way here and another shelf just over there. So I took them all, sorted them, and I didn't do anything other than that, just tidy them up and sort them, and it condensed everything down very neatly. You can do that with your fabric too. It'll really condense your area. So here is my summer stuff that is small projects like, oh, I love this one. I love this one here. I know we're supposed to be talking about pillows, but small project, the pail. But in here are pillows. So this one is like from one of my books, and I'm sure, oh, here's one that's just summery type fabrics in little squares. Okay, now I'm messing it up. All right, this is what happens. Okay, here's the squares. So it's really effective. I didn't quilt this one. I wish I had. I could take it apart and quilt it, but it's got some of this. It's all like an older Tula Pink fabric line called, I think it was Neptune, that was super popular. And I did a quilt for a book, and these are the little squares that I then made into a little companion pillow. So anyways, my summer small wall hangings and pillows are all in here. So today you're going to show me one of your summer pillows. So this is what it's looked like. I don't like this particular pillow form. I have a chenilled pillow that's on here, which is a little bit better, but this pillow form is kind of chubby for some reason, and it doesn't fill out the corners. It's kind of like more, it's a little too rounded and weird. I don't know why. I had to buy a new pillow form for this size. I don't even know what that size this is. But here is one that if you're going to, I just want to say again, I just want to show it to you again, because this is a great way when you're making a quilt. If you keep a bunch of the little, your scraps from it, you can make a companion pillow which ties together your decor, so that you can put this pillow, or maybe a table runner, maybe you do a solid pillow or something with just one of the prints, and then something like this with another, with the little squares. You could do the 2.5-inch squares if you don't want to do these small ones. I believe these are 1-inch squares finished. I'm not sure. I think they are. I don't have a ruler handy. I do, but it's a cutting mat. Okay. Okay, so I want to see your summer pillows. So if you have a summery type pillow, something you've just put out in June, or you need to get it out. So that would be the other really good thing. If you haven't put it out yet, go get it out. Or if you're thinking of making one with something from a fabric from a quilt, do that. Share it. Share it. It's all about sharing. Sharing is caring, right? All right, let us move over to the haunted Halloween. So cue the spooky music. Here we go. I always love the Halloween one. It is so fun. I am first going to go through a little bit about thinking about what fabric you're going to use compared to the color chart, since it's a mystery. I'll show you the fabric I'm using, and then we'll talk about the cross stitch, which is also free. Cross stitch along to go along with this. So first, the fabric and the chart, because it's really important, particularly if you're working with just enough fabric that's, you know, like just what the supply list has. So you want to be mindful of these things. So here is, okay, here we go. I've got to tighten this a second. Okay, I've got the rolling camera. Is it staying? Okay, so on the supply list there is a guide, and it's showing you fabric and fabric colors. So white, orange, black, orange, that's like a green, black, black, orange, black, and then like a multi. So those are just color bars. They're not all going to be bats. This is today's, which is bats. And stars, bats and stars. So you can kind of see there how it is. But like if this and this is orange and this is orange, I highly recommend that you reserve your oranges for those until you see how it's used. If you only have like a one orange, you maybe add something in or know that you can get hold of it, because I think the color part with a mystery, trying to relate it is better if you just kind of stay with that color range. You might be able to change it. Some items you definitely will be able to change it, but sometimes you might get there and go, oh, like I really should have had orange, but I didn't have it and I used it already. So if you're following this, where you know where the orange is, you know where the blacks, you know where the green is. Okay, I am using Tiny Frights, which is not in yet. I was sent this by the manufacturer, and so I have to be frugal too, because I only have this fat quarter bundle, and so I want to keep my colors where my colors are. So right now for my orange, I have, we'll count this one, but basically I have 3 orange, and I've got the floral, the eyeballs, and the mushrooms. And so I am thinking, so here's the block for today. So block is blocks. It's the bat, and then you're making 5 different stars for the project. So the moon is the orange, and the black, and then the stars are different fabrics, green, and then a multi-print. So first of all, I think I want to go with this to really keep the moon looking like a moon. I don't want it to get muddled. I want it to stay really crisp as a moon. And then I will hold these. Oh, I forgot to show you. This one's really light, so it's kind of like off on the side. I know that for the other oranges, these will work, so I don't want to use them for this right now for the star or anything like that. For the bat, I need to pick, so you can see it here, I need to pick a bat fabric. So I have lots of black and gray. There is, put the moon over there. So there's the mushrooms, more eyeballs. I don't want eyeballs on eyeballs. I just can't. I just can't. No. I have way other options, so I don't need eyeballs on eyeballs. There's like the lightning bolt, which is kind of cool for the bat, but I think a little bit more than I want. I like the candy. I like the candy a lot. I like the flowers, like a florally bat. I think might be super pretty. Or like this grade one, which has the mushrooms and other kind of things in it, or maybe the owls, or it could be very literal. Some of you love to be very literal. There is bat fabric with stars and little bitty moons, because this is Tiny Frights. I'm not going to do the bats in the Rest in Peace. And then here are the trees, and I don't want to do the bats in that. I don't want it to have that much pattern going on. So I'm leaning towards, I really like the floral. I like the floral, or like the candy, or maybe just being very literal and doing the bats. So those are my ones I'm thinking about. Now the stars, I want to bring in something else. So the stars has like a multi on the pattern, and then the green. Well, I don't have green in my line, but I can have gold stars. And so I could do like a rest. I could do them all different if I wanted. I could do a rest in peace. I could do the owls. And then I could do some purple ones. So I could do the purple candy. I could do, the mushrooms, kind of the pink mushrooms. So something along these lines. Because I have the whole fat quarter bundle to work from. I'm not going to do the whites or the pinks in this one, because all white, the white background things, because I'm going to use my Promise Me, and they just won't, they're just not going to stand up to that. I was looking at using my Harmony wide back too, so that was another option. But I think I'm going to go with the white because I have a lot of Halloween on white. And so this will be a good addition. So I'll do stars in these guys and have a little mix. Or maybe I'll just do, they just did 2 for the project. So I might just pick 2 of them. Maybe these 2. The purple candy and the owls. Just keep to the pattern. Keep to the rhythm of the supply list and what you get each time. All right, let me cut these up and sew them. Just a tip, a reminder, with directional fabric, audition it. Here's the bat wings, and the background is the sun, or the moon rather. But see, if I put my square this way, the eyeballs are going vertical, and I want the eyeballs horizontal. So I will rotate, and the eyeballs are kind of both ways horizontal. So I'll flip it and see, do I like which ones are there? If not, I could just rotate it again to the other way, around until I get the ones that I like. So there, that's good. So this is my position for this guy. Here is the bat in the moon. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look, I used the floral for the bat. Isn't that the best? And little eyeballs, made sure they were all going horizontal. In our neighborhood, well, actually around our house here, in the summer, we have Bob the Bat, Bob and Betty. So sometimes we see 2 bats, so we decide they're Bob and Betty the bats. So the stars, I got 1 done, but I will sew the rest of them tonight. So I decided to go, here's a little star. They're just so precious. I decided to go with 3 yellow and 2 of the purple. So mix that up. So if for some reason it doesn't work by the time I get all the other units, I'll just make a few more stars, so it's no big deal. So anyways, here we go. Got all that out on the design board here, so I can just sew it up, put this by my sewing machine. Okay, let's look at the cross stitch for a second. For those of you who want to do the cross stitch, it's super darling, so darling. Okay, let's take a look. Here is the worksheet and then the pattern. This is the section, and it's done in 4 sections. So let me just pop a color picture up here, so you can see how it's going to work with the moon the same, but it's not the same design as the quilt. They have a lot of the same elements, but sometimes it's a little bit different, laid out a little bit different. And so the cross stitch is always like a companion to the quilt. So you can see how it's going to work with the moon the same, but it's not the same design as the quilt. They have a lot of the same elements, but sometimes it's a little bit different, laid out a little bit different. And so the cross stitch is always like a companion to the quilt. There's a pumpkin work bag, pumpkin color work bag, which I love this color. And now I have to decide, I'm going to try to stitch a little bit. You know me, I'm just going to do a little bit, but I have some different backgrounds here. It's 14 counts, so that goes a lot faster. I have this one, which I don't know if I've used part of it for something else, but this isn't a very big piece. It's 8 by 8 on 14 count. And they use kind of a green, and so I have this green, and then I have this one that looks very spooky. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. Doesn't that look cool? Very spooky looking. Then you have, you can get a floss kit, and there's also, not in the kit, but there's extras. You can get the ghost pool, which you got to have the ghost pool. It's so cute. And then a needle minder. There's a pumpkin needle minder. There's other pumpkin needle minders. And then you can get the floss kit, which comes with the floss biddies. And so that you can order, which has the colors. So I'm thinking this would be cute. Okay, I might try it. I might try a little bit. I do that every year, don't I? I start it, you know, so, you know, it's fun. It's fun to do. So I thought you would really enjoy seeing the crabs and how they're quilted and getting ready to sew along with me on that for later this month. And it is Halloween mystery time. So there are, like I said, 4 weeks. There are 3 sections you sew. Then the fourth week is assembling. So there's, you know, they're not a 5-minute block each week, but that's fine because they're just so darn cute. So cute. Okay, so here's my parts for the stars, and I'll show you as I get them done, whenever that is. So I will have on my website today the picture of the 1 star. I'll just show that board so you can see. Now, I will have an email today because I have a blog post today. The rest of the Mondays for the month, I won't have a blog post. I will do them on Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for my blog posts in June after this week, which you're going to get 4 emails from me if you get my emails and the blog post. Okay, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Be sure you make a bat, Bob the Bat. I love you. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I'll see you online.